Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca, the home of everything Barca. Guys, in this episode, we are going to be discussing on something very interesting. I want us to discuss on why Xavi's success as FC Barcelona boss will largely rely on how he plays his midfield. Why midfield will be so crucial for Xavi's success at the Camp Nou. We are going to be discussing solely on that. So guys, as we get right into it, please make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed. If you're a Barcelona lover, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Give this video a like and make sure to watch this video right up to the very end. Barca, Barca, Barca. Former Barcelona great Xavi Hernandez, now the team's new coach, has only a few days to go, to reorder his lineup. So we're going to be discussing on why midfield would be the key to the club's success. Of course, Xavi has spent the last 2 weeks working on what it would take to make this club competitive again. The loss of Lionel Messi to PSG over the summer and financial woes have severely hampered Barca's ability to compete both in La Liga and the Champions League. A congested calendar of games, which includes his managerial debut this Saturday against Espanyol, the Catalan derby, and next Tuesday high-stakes Champions League match against Benfica, means Xavi doesn't have much time to reorder his lineup since taking over just over this week's international window. As Xavi tries to figure out his starting lineup, the key to Barcelona's, and indeed his, success will come via the midfield. Xavi was once a part of Barcelona's once feared midfield, where Pep Guardiola's tiki-taka was the envy of teams across the continent. He will need to lean on players who can both help the defense, spur an offense in much need to support and put into action his vision of what a midfield should look like. Xavi is likely to utilize the 4-3-3 formation and has a plethora of midfielders at his disposal. Sergio Busquets, Frenkie de Jong, Pedri, Xavi, Nico, Sergio Roberto, Felipe Coutinho, and Ricky Puig. Pedri is Xavi's best midfielder, but he is out due to injury. Busquets has looked better for Spain than Barca this season, so expect Xavi to give him the nod starting this weekend. Xavi and Busquets were former teammates, but the Barca coach, could very well build around him. Dutchman Frenkie de Jong, who like many Barca players post-Messi in the Ronald Koeman era, has been so disappointing. The team is looking to sell him off, adding fuel to speculation that Xavi isn't likely to start him anytime soon. Ditto for Felipe Coutinho, the most expensive signing in Barcelona's history, who has lastly been a boss since signing him 3 years ago. That means Xavi is likely to start Roberto, especially after Dani Alves was brought back recently at right back to shore up the defense and help on the flanks, along with Busquets and Sergio Roberto. Xavi, could insert Ricky Puig. The 22-year-old central midfielder has shown some flashes of brilliance, and being surrounded by veterans could only make him better. It's true Xavi has little time for experiments and even less room for error. Barcelona need to secure a spot in the knockout phase of the Champions League as well as improve in La Liga, where they are currently in an abysmal 9th position. Nonetheless, Xavi does have the talent and tactical know-how to turn things around as Barca continues to navigate the rough waters of the post-Messi era. In fact, much of that success will hinge on whether Xavi's 3-man midfield can spearhead a new era of success at Barcelona. So with Barcelona, a struggling side at the moment, Xavi will need to change things very fast, with his main focus being that midfield. So Xavi has a tough question ahead of him regarding who should sit in his midfield, and the new boss has plenty of questions at his disposal. Let's talk about Sergio Busquets. As someone who was so pivotal in the midfield trio that made Xavi famous, Busquets makes a great argument for himself being a staple in his side's starting 11. Then about Frenkie de Jong, he has been a regular since joining Barca in 2019 and has been one of the club's more reliable players in that time. Xavi will certainly aim to bring out the best in him, having had a pretty poor start to the season so far. Then talking about Pedri, who have made a huge name for himself at both club and international level since last season and will be a strong contender to future in Xavi's side. However, since picking up an injury, Nico Gonzalez and Xavi have emerged and have put pressure on the youngster. Then talking about Ricky Puig. After bursting onto the scene, of course, and being labelled the next Andres Iniesta, Puig has struggled for game time in his spell under Ronald Koeman. Hopefully Xavi can offer him, some more opportunities. Then talking about Roberto, another player that Xavi knows very well and one that can alternate between positions. Having played as a right back and a midfielder during his time at the club, Roberto knows Barcelona inside out. With the arrival of Dani Alves back at the club, one would imagine that Roberto would be aiming to fit somewhere into the midfield. Then talking about Xavi, Spain's youngster, is the main man of the moment, and Xavi will undoubtedly be keen to guide him. Coming out of nowhere, he has played a significant role for both Barcelona and Spain in 2021 so far, and he will hope to continue making a difference at the club. And now talking about Nico Gonzalez, he's in a similar position to Xavi, at best on a slightly smaller scale. He hasn't quite acquired the experience of Xavi yet, but Nico is keen to break through and cement a place in Barcelona's starting 11. So guys, that's it for what I have to say about the midfield of our club and how Xavi can utilize them to bring out something great from FC Barcelona. So what do you make of all this? What do you think? Do you think midfield is really the place that Xavi should really concentrate on if you want to be successful? Please make sure you leave your thoughts down below. So with that, we come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.